Hi, I'm Eric Choka, and we're at Earth Matters today, one of the most progressive, health-conscious establishments in the country. So don't take my word for it, just come on down here. You're on Ludlow Street, right below Houston and Avenue A, and see the great selection of health-conscious products, fresh organic produce, and organic food bar they have. On today's show, we're going to go visit Denise Mari of Organic Avenue and Doug Evans right here on Ludlow Street, and they're going to show us how to set up a vibrant Living Foods kitchen. And on a later show, we're going to come back here to Earth Matters and talk about how to shop for a Living Food kitchen. So get comfortable and get ready for another great show on HealthVOX.
So here we are today. We're down in the East Village on Ludlow Street. And I'm here with Denise Mari and Doug Evans. And they've been so kind to bring us into their kitchen. This is a living kitchen, and they're going to describe all the things that we would need to create and live in a living kitchen. So Denise, when you came here, what was your motivation to set up a kitchen like this?
Well, Kevin, it was really just wanting comfort and functionality, as well as the aesthetics, to enjoy the space that I was going to be in, because I'd be preparing raw foods, and as we know, sometimes that takes quite a bit of time. Yeah.
It's great. You've done a beautiful job. And when you came in here, Doug, I believe you ripped out the old kitchen and put in this new one.
Yes. Yeah, I came here. This was an old warehouse space that they renovated into almost tenement apartments. And when we came here, we had a vision of having something that was going to be totally open and perfect for industrial strength use, because Denise was going to be in the kitchen for 12, 15 hours a day preparing raw food for everyone we knew. Yeah. So
well, you've done a great job here, both of you. And as we look around, and they're going to show us all the individual components of this, the first thing we notice, of course, is there is no cooker, right? So, which is very interesting.
Removed. No heat necessary.
No heat necessary. But we see we have plenty of refrigeration and plenty of fresh fruit here to enjoy.
Absolutely. And I mean, actually, we replaced what would have been the stove with another refrigerator.
That was a great idea. So, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We're going to look around a living food kitchen. I'm Kevin Schuker, and this is HealthVOX. Okay, Denise, so here we are. We have two types of juices here. Mm-hmm. Here we have one that seems very simple, and it's really a piece of machinery. What is the difference, and how would you use these two types of juices?
Okay, well, here we have the Braun citrus juicer, and it's essential in the kitchen, I find, for grapefruits, oranges, and lemons. Right. So simple juicing, whereas this is actually a juice extractor. It'll remove the pulp from the juice, and you can do everything from wheatgrass to leafy vegetables, fruit, and even sorbets you can make.
Okay, so this one would be more for vegetables, something that's harder, breaks it down, removes the juice. So what have we got in here? Can we have a look inside here? This
Absolutely.
This is quite a piece of machinery here.
Yeah, so we just flip these open.
So what do we look for in a quality juicer like this? What would we look for?
What's special about this one is it comes with a couple different attachments like this one that you see here, so different levels of pulp extraction, as well as a blank that would let you do those sorbets.
And what that enables you to make different consistencies, make it thicker.
Yeah, or your juice to really strain your juice very well.
Right.
Yeah, and then the blank lets just everything go through instead of separating the two, which it would be for like your frozen things. And the other special thing about this one, instead of some of the juicers that you see on the market just has that basket that spins around.
Right.
This one actually crushes like this, whatever goes through it, and it's supposed to preserve more of the integrity of the juice.
Okay. Because this not create as much heat. With the centrifugal, you get a lot of heat generated. This is more of just a crushing force.
Yes,
and it keeps everything more intact. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess this is what you're really looking for. And there's a big difference in price between these. This
Yes.
one is not very much. Anybody could go out and buy that one
Yeah,
tomorrow,
I think this one's
right?
probably around $30,
Right.
I think.
And this one is...
And this is an excellent one, the Brawn.
Right, okay.
I highly recommend Brawn. Very, very good.
And this one is more of an investment. This is a lifetime investment.
Yes, in your
This is-
health, for sure. This one probably ranges more close to 400
Right.
or something like
And
that.
the lifespan once in a lifetime purchase.
I believe so.
It's a quality purchase.
Yeah, no, I haven't had any problems with it. I've had it for about
Right.
5 years.
And you
Yeah.
can make all sorts of foods with this. This is a great thing.
Yes,
addition to
absolutely.
that. Great.
Absolutely. Essential in the raw kitchen.
Absolutely.
The life kitchen.
Good. So now we know what we need. Now we know what we need as far as juices. Now we're going to go and have a look at some other things we might want to buy. Okay, Denise, so here we have two types of way of preparing our food. We have a food processor and this, like a super blender.
Mm-hmm.
What would you look for when you're looking for a food processor?
This one's another brand. It seems that's a sturdy brand is the Cuisinart.
Okay.
That's what I've come to know.
And you use this a lot? This is a
Yes,
major
essential.
part,
This was
right?
probably the first piece of equipment that I had in my raw kitchen, and this S-blade is the one I use most.
Okay.
Preparing date nut crust for all those delicious living foods, pies and desserts and soups, and just mixing ingredients in general.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is very important. It saves you a lot of time, a lot of
Absolutely.
chopping.
Absolutely.
Very, very important. And just buy whatever best quality one you can buy. You can get small ones, you can get large ones. But
Yeah,
it's
I think
really-
this
it's a
one's like
good
the medium
investment.
size, and it's served me well.
This is good for 2 people, makes enough
Yes,
for 2, keeps you
absolutely,
going.
yeah.
So what do we have here? This looks very impressive. What is
Yes, this is the Vitamix. This is another pretty essential piece to the raw kitchen. We have a way of easily preparing raw soups, smoothies, dressings is what I use it most frequently for. And whenever you decide to go on a blended food fast, here you go. Dump your salad in, blend away, and
So what is-
multi-speeds and.
So what is the advantage of this one? Why would you choose this one? This looks like a monster machine.
It's the
here.
horsepower. It's really strong.
Okay.
It can blend, it can chop. You don't really have to worry about cutting things small when you put it in here. You can make creams with it. You can blend to a fine consistency. And another thing you can do is you can count on it for breaking down seeds if you pour in seeds or flax seeds or other nuts as well.
Because there's a lot of hormones, a lot of micronutrients within seeds, and we can actually unlock the potential of those seeds and actually add them to our body with this machine. So it is expensive, but it can add a great amount of vitality to your diet. And again, these are vital important parts of a living kitchen, but they're not cheap also, right?
No,
This
they're
can be quite
health
expensive.
investments.
And
This
this
is what
also-
you invest in instead of going to the medical doctor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is an investment. These can range up to $400, right? This as well, for a good quality food processor, you can be paying a couple of $100 for something like this. So these are, they have a good life on them. They have sturdy motors. They do last a long time, and they enable you to make a much more variety of foods, right?
Absolutely.
And can be very, very useful. So again, this may not be something you're going to rush out and buy. You could use an ordinary blender.
I think so. We also
To
have
start
one,
off with.
an osterizer, which is
Right.
another great one as well.
Which is good. I think
And
also,
we still use it from time to time for different things. To get
Right.
things even to a smoother consistency,
Right.
we might use the smaller canister blender. Yeah.
so really we want to look for the highest power that we can
Definitely,
find on a blender or a
Absolutely.
processor to make sure we have good power there. And then to look, perhaps start with something small and move into a much better investment as we find ourselves moving in
Absolutely.
that direction.
It's just it really makes life simple and quick. So that they are
Absolutely.
important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. Great, thank you very much. So we're going to have another look at a dehydrator. So Denise, here we have a black box.
The black
This is
box.
The
Yes.
infamous black box. And this is a dehydrator. So could you tell us what is inside this black box?
Sure, absolutely. What we have inside this black box, also known as the Excalibur dehydrator, we have 9 trays that allow you to place food after you've mixed in either a Cuisinart or a Vitamix, etc. Place it either on one of these trays. If it's not too wet, you could place it on one of these, just the screens. But if you have something that's more moist and you don't want it to be falling through the screen, you'll use a Teflex sheet. And this is an example of a Teflex sheet. It's a pliable surface that's real slick, so that once it dries a little bit, then you can move the food onto the screen itself.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. And at what temperature do you use this? Because even though we don't have a stove, we do use this at a certain temperature.
Yes.
What temperatures do you recommend to dehydrate?
It's recommended that we stay between 105 and 115 in order to preserve the enzymes and vital nutrients.
Right,
yeah.
Absolutely, great. And what type of things would you make in here?
Wow.
What would...
That's really up to the level of creativity and imagination. So everything from crusts or crackers. You can dehydrate fruit, herbs, make your own dried herbs, seasonings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know for me personally, when I first started moving into the living food lifestyle, I found that crispy, crunchy things were the first thing that I kind of missed.
Absolutely,
and,
very important.
And to be able to make like chips type of things, crunchy things, the things that you can dip into like guacamole and things like that.
Yeah.
And this is a great thing for that.
Absolutely.
You can make some amazing kind of crisp breads.
It really makes transition and maintaining a raw lifestyle
Absolutely.
really easy for everyone to have that crunchy thing. And it's so good. It tastes so good.
So good. And they come in different sizes.
True.
This is
a 9 tray. I believe you can get a 5 and maybe even a 3 or a 4 tray as well.
I found that I have a 9 tray. It's a much for one person, or maybe a little bit much for 2 people, perhaps to start off with. But perhaps they could start off with a 5 tray dehydrator. And if you really want to make large amounts, this is the thing to have, right?
Definitely, and you may even want a second one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great addition to your living food. It really will help you with the crunchy foods and the dips and things that are going to help you maintain a great social life. You can throw a party. You can still have all your crispy treats. So dehydrator, we really recommend.
Yeah, we actually have some flaxseed, rosemary herb flaxseed crackers in here.
Excellent.
If you'd like to try.
I would love to try them. Let's have a look at these. You made these?
Yes.
Well, these are very delicate, I can see.
Very delicate. Rosemary herb flaxseed crisps. Very light and
delicate,
crunchy.
but absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious. Yeah, we recommend you certainly try these. Okay. So Doug, one of the incredible foods that we eat on a living diet is coconut, and I see you have some beautiful coconuts. Now this is a little bit different from the coconut I've seen that's kind of like brown with a hard shell. What kind of coconut is this?
Well,
Why is this different?
This is a fresh coconut. This probably was on a tree about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, excellent.
And so the ones you see with the brown and the hard shell, those have been around for, it could be 6 months to a year.
Okay.
And that's what's inside of here.
Okay.
So inside it's white, but as it ages, the husk turns brown and falls off, and then it ends up in the supermarket.
Okay, great. So what do we do with this? How do we open this? Is this peel? How do you peel?
Well, this thing, if you saw someone do it in nature, they would actually find a rock that was very sharp, and they would go like that on it. What I actually do is a couple of techniques. One, the safest technique, and part of being in the kitchen is safety, is I'll actually take the top part, which normally attached to the tree, and I'll kind of just pop this thing off. It's very easy to pop this off. And it kind of exposes a softer area of the flesh here.
Right.
And then this is a $5.99 Hofritz apple core.
Right, yeah.
So this is a kind of a secret back door that I would just
Could we show that? Could we just show the viewers that, you think? How does that?
So I literally just put it in on the top, and then you just twist it here. And miraculously, this hard coconut that if you banged on your head,
squirts out of there quite easily, I'd say.
And it opens it up. And then literally what we do is you can either take a straw and pop in the straw,
That's great.
And we use a glass straw. Kevin, what do you call this? I just call it the last straw.
Well, I'm not sure what they call it, but I think when I was in chemistry in school, they called it a pipette. I'm not sure if that's what it's still called, but I think we used it in chemistry. But we can certainly use it as a straw. It's really excellent.
Yeah, it's perfect because one of the things in this kitchen is that we want to make sure that everything gets used.
Right.
So a plastic straw would fill a landfill, which we would rather not have. And so we can either use a straw. Another thing that I do is not everyone wants to deal with this over the course of the day because it could be disruptive. So I would actually take the coconut water and I pour it into what's like a measuring cup.
Right.
And then, just another process here, I pour it into the mason jar, glass mason jar, and then seal it up and put it in the fridge. So this is the water that we drink through the day.
Wow. And if we can see just how clear that is, and I also believe that this is very sterile, this water. It has been used for intravenous usage to rehydrate people. So this is a very pure substance that we're using here.
Yeah, if you think about this, this coconut takes 9 months to go into mature form that we can drink it.
Right.
And it's filtered water through the roots, through the trunk of the tree, through the branches, and so this is filtered through the organic fiber of a tree.
Right.
So anything that's in nature, from the acid rain, from the pollution, the tree filters it out. So one of the things, again, is safety in the kitchen. So this is a meat cleaver that actually I got at Organic Avenue and in Chinatown. And so one of the things you want to do is, this very easily could take off your fingers or your hand. So you really want to find a stable place and think where you want. So sometimes I will actually draw a line where I want the cuts to be, the incision. And what I'm actually doing is thinking about cutting down a tree. So I'll make a chop from the left and a chop from the right. So I line it up, hold it steady, and then put my hand behind my back and I go. And that goes in. And then to keep the movement, I actually just spin the coconut this way. So I'm developing a perfect stroke like Tiger Woods. And that will cut the coconut right in.
Wow,
and actually create a funnel that I can pour it with minimal loss there.
Excellent.
So that's the third way. That's the second way to open it. And I'm going to actually do another one, because this one doesn't have meat. The coconut meat is an incredible fiber, and we can talk about the healing power. So I'm just going to open up one more here. And finding the flat spot.
Down back.
And spin around. One more time. Perfect. Look at that meat.
Look at that. We can see it on the inside there. This is the baby coconut. This is the young growing coconut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this has just enough meat that you can use for desserts, you can use for flavor. I mean, this is such a multi-purpose, or just eat it raw with a spoon, which we will absolutely do here. So this, I will just take this. And look how much water.
Wow, look how much came out of that. Yeah, it's really amazing.
2 coconuts will practically fill up this mason jar.
Wow, look at that.
So here we go. Kevin, would you like some?
Absolutely. Pour me a glass there.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Well, look at this. This is pure. This is natural. This is living. This is vibrant. Look at this. Looks like it's delicious. So, Doug, thank you very much for showing us this with the coconut.
To life.
To life. Cheers.
Wow.
Absolutely delicious. So we've seen some of the appliances that we can use to prepare our living food and some of the options that we have for that. But there are also some other components to setting up a living food kitchen. So Doug, what would you consider some other very important parts?
Well, I think, one is lighting, right? So you want to be able to see what you're doing. Absolutely. And have that, and the brighter it is, the clearer it is. The other thing is the air quality. Yes. So we made sure we had an ozone generator, we had a sun pure filter, and then of course the water. Right. And the water is used for multiple things in the preparation of the recipes, for washing the greens, and making sure. So we actually have two types of water. Right. In this living kitchen.
I see we have two. If we come over here first of all, we have a container of water. Let's see here. And this is a little bit, just slightly different than some I've seen.
Yes.
So this is made of glass.
Yes. Well, this is actually, for one, we like to drink the water. When we do drink water other than coconut water, we want to drink the water at room temperature. Right. So this is actually more of a porcelain dispenser. And this is reverse osmosis distilled water in a glass bottle. Mm-hmm. So part of the issue with plastic is that it can potentially leach into the water. Mm-hmm. So keeping things in porcelain and glass is the healthiest. So this is one way that we drink, and this is also great for reserve system, because living in New York, you never know what could happen. Absolutely. So we actually keep bottles of this filled and stored so we can have an abundance of drinking water.
And this comes available, this is delivered in a glass, or this is something you would purchase and then fill yourself?
This actually comes, the same companies that deliver the plastic water will also deliver this at a premium. Okay. So this is about $15 for a 6-gallon jug delivered. So we'll get 5 or 6 of them delivered a month and then go through them.
Okay. So this is easy to add to your living kitchen. You just call up the company and they deliver it in glass. How much easier could that be? That's a very easy thing for everybody to start doing.
Absolutely.
So that's great. And also, I know you have a very extensive filtering system underneath your kitchen sink over there. So could we go and have a look at that?
With pleasure. With pleasure.
So here we are. We're down on the floor here because we're looking underneath the kitchen sink, and underneath here we see quite a filter system going on. So Doug, what do we actually have here? What is this?
Well, this is actually a 5-part water filtration system, and there's different things that are potentially in the water that we have to be concerned with. Right. And one is the removal of the fluoride and the chlorine, and then the particles and the rust and the cysts and the viruses. There's a whole bunch of things that could be in the water. So what happened is a single part filter might be effective in removing something but not the others. Right. So this 5-part filtration system, one part is removing particles. This is removing even finer particles and the fluoride and the chlorine, and each one has a specific process. So this particular one is a ceramic, very, very fine, and actually I'm showing you this. This is white, and every few days, every week, we actually take it apart and we scrub it off so this one doesn't get replaced. This one just looks like a big, very tightly compressed cotton ball, and this one filters out the particles so as it goes through. And then when it's done going through these 4 filters here, we then pass it through an ultraviolet filter, which actually kills off any living organism that could possibly get through the.
So many times that the water is very clean, especially in New York. New York City has the cleanest water, but it goes through these old pipes, it goes through these old systems, and they leak, and we just can't guarantee the purity of the water that's coming through the main system. So this is a great way to ensure that the water is very clean.
Sure. Well, the New York water is actually great water. It's what they put into it and the process of delivering it from the mountains, because it actually comes from the Adirondacks and the Catskills and flows through. And what they're trying to do is to preserve it. So when they add the chemicals and the fluoride, it's based on a belief system that I don't subscribe to. Right. So it's a matter of kind of getting the water back to as it was.
It's really great. Yes, we really like this because water is very important, and good clean water is really an excellent part of a vibrant living lifestyle. So we'd like to thank Doug and Denise for showing us around their beautiful living kitchen. Thank you very much, Doug. It's very insightful. You've done a great job here, and thank you very much for showing us around. I hear you're working on a book with David Wolfe.
Yes, the book is called Eating for Business, and it's actually how we incorporate the living food lifestyle into corporate America and entrepreneurship. And the whole thing about you are what you eat, and what you eat affects how you think, how you perform. This is just the infrastructure that I need to be able to go out into the world.
And when is this book becoming available? Do you have a time?
It will become by the end of this year, December 2003. It will be ready for the masses.
Oh, excellent. We'll certainly all look for that. And Denise, I believe you have a company here as well. What is your company?
Organic Avenue, and we sell hemp and natural fiber clothing, as well as provide lifestyle support and raw and living lifestyle products as well.
Great. So for all you budding living lifestylers out there, please support these people. Please come out, support the people you believe in, buy the products that are going to promote your lifestyle, and begin to live that vibrant life. I'm Kevin Shuker from down here on Ludlow Street, and this is HealthVOX.
Did you see how easy that was? It's just, and it's effortless too.
Show me again.
Oh no, it's not springing back out.
It's not springing back out because the camera's on. That's what.
It does like.